Yesterday, at time of recording, Marvel Entertainment released the new trailer for Avengers Doomsday. And before we start, I just want to highlight this is a day ago and it already has 42 million views, which is just staggering, isn't it? I don't know a lot about the film. I'm kind of purposely staying away from kind of spoilers and stuff. Obviously, we know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. So let's just dive straight in and see if it's going to be any good.
Something's coming.
Whoa. So Patrick Stewart. I'm assuming that means the X-Men? Sorry, I've got my camera in front of my screen, so I'm kind of having to lean like this to see it. So yeah, Patrick Stewart. Are we going to get an X-Men crossover?
Something we may not be able to
Yeah,
deter.
Xavier's school, yeah.
Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Was that Doom speaking?
Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
Faced?
Day is done, we shall be faced with an
Fair, bloody faced, lad.
unthinkable decision.
Yeah, that's a bit ropey, isn't it? Is that Robert Downey Jr.?
We shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
That is a dodgy accent. Come on, that's not just me. We shall be faced with... It's a bloody Yorkshire, lad.
I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger.
Ooh, that was a brutal cut, wasn't it? Far stronger.
Far stronger. They were far stronger than all of us put together. And they died. They died facing enemies.
I mean, clearly it's going to be... You know, if they're bringing the X-Men in as well, you know, the only thing that I kind of am aware of this film, again, purposely trying to stay away from spoilers and stuff, but the only thing I'm really aware of is that this has the original Avengers cast, which alone will probably cost, you know, near enough $1 billion just to bring them all back. But now it looks like with Patrick Stewart, and you can kind of assume then that if the X-Men are in it, we're going to get... Would that be Hugh Jackman as Wolverine? If Patrick Stewart's in it, it suggests that's the case. So, I mean, how many high-level actors are they going to involve in this film? It needs to be the greatest superhero film of all time. It may well be, don't get me wrong, but, you know, films are made to make money at the end of the day, aren't they? You know, from a studio perspective. So how are they going to aim to make money from a film with this big a cast, with this amount of, you know, A-level or you know, A actors, or, you know, however you want to say it. Interesting. Let's see how the trailer pans out.
And threats that scared me far less than this one.
Cyclops.
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together.
I mean, it's going to be a CGI fest, isn't it? Oh, Marvel always is. It kind of... It used to work back in the day, didn't it? I don't think we, you know, had too many complaints from old school Avengers about the CGI. I can't really remember any that really stand out that were that bad. But, you know, obviously since, you know, the sort of Captain Marvel days and things like that, we've had some terrible CGI efforts, I suppose, pieces, if you will. And I think that was probably the result of constant reshoots and stuff like that. It's been quite a common criticism of Marvel, isn't it, that they've had to reshoot a load of stuff, which probably meant they had to redo CGI on the fly and didn't give their artists enough time to really produce something special. But since then, we've also got to remember that Marvel, Disney, they've let go a lot of their animation team. So, we'll see. But I hope they have given them enough time to make something spectacular. I don't think there's anything too ropey that I've seen in the trailer so far, but obviously we are just under halfway through. Let's see how they get on.
Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. Mark my words. We're going to need a miracle.
Hey, pal.
It's not possible.
It's going to be really interesting. How are they going to write that into being? How are they going to make that work? How are they going to make Iron Man into Doom work? It's going to be some multiverse stuff, isn't it? I think that's pretty much the end of the trailer, so I'll just play it out. Film not rated yet. I think it's a good trailer. It's interesting. I don't think this is a film that needs hyping. I think it probably will be the biggest film of the year. Interesting to see that they've brought in the X-Men. I think people have kind of wanted that for a long time, haven't they? And it really, I thought, was the way that they were going to go once the Avengers had finished, or those three, the trilogy had been completed back in the day. So yeah, I'm excited to see that, and lovely to see Ian McKellen back with Patrick Stewart. I'm probably gonna cinema this one, I think, and I am looking forward to it quietly. I think there's a lot that could go wrong in this film, based off Marvel's offerings for the last sort of 10 years since the Avengers ended. I was never a huge fan of Marvel growing up. I was more into sort of DC with Batman and stuff like that. But I did like the Avengers films and the films that surrounded it back in the day. I'm interested to learn more, obviously, and probably will dive into it a little bit more as the film, gets closer to release. I think it's a good trailer. And nothing glaringly wrong with it, if you know what I mean. No, like, oh god, that CGI looks ropey. None of that. I think it's great to see Patrick Stewart back in a film, because he's one of my all-time favorite actors. Ian McKellen as well. Like many of you, I'm listening to the Odyssey audiobook right now, read by Ian McKellen, and he does a fantastic job in that. He's always a brilliant actor. I don't know if I'm going to go and see The Hunt for Gollum when it comes out. I don't know. We'll see. But I think I will go and see this one. And I'm hoping it's good, Like I said this on a podcast last night, at time of recording, obviously. I was on with Dr. Paul Taylor and Stuart Shaw on the Readers of the Lost Art channel, which is definitely worth checking out if you like your sort of literary review and old school chats about sort of Gothic literature and stuff like that. Can't recommend them enough. And we sort of said then, like, what I said, nobody goes to the cinema wanting to be let down. Nobody wants to go to the cinema not wanting to enjoy themselves. That was in reference to the Odyssey, which I won't go into here. But, I don't think anyone's going to want to go to this wanting superhero fatigue to be a thing. People want to be entertained, and I think we're going to get a lot of faces that we have wanted to see in an Avengers film, and we're going to see a lot of faces that we've wanted to see for the last few years but haven't. for one reason or another. You know, it's good to see Patrick Stewart back in a film. They're, you know, Ian McKellen as well. Obviously, they're getting on now, aren't they? So, you know, God willing, they're with us for a long time, but they're getting on in years. So it's like I say, it's just a nice tip of the cap of them to them, and hopefully they, you know, like I say, are with us for many a year to come. But yeah, and you know, excited to see it, but you know, also there's a little bit in me that says there's some red flags in there with certain members of the Avengers back catalogue now. I'm really interested to see how they write Cap back into it, and I'm just so curious how this is going to work with Robert Downey Jr., who is, for many of us, I think, the face of the Avengers film series. Certainly Iron Man is a pinnacle character in the Avengers, and obviously Robert Downey Jr., although he's had a long career and has played many roles, including Chaplin, which, you know, for people that love that sort of golden age of Hollywood, Chaplin is I think a really good film. Actually, I think a really good go at a biopic for Chaplin. And Robert Downey Jr. plays Charlie Chaplin, who's a massive pillar in you know, Hollywood. He's played some gigantic roles, but I think people look at him now and they think Iron Man. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a task. You know, it's going to be, depends how it goes. Depends how the story's written. I hope it doesn't just cheapen out, you know, and just, I hope it's just not tackily done, you know. I hope it's done well. But that accent at the beginning, I didn't realize was Downey Xavier School. So I'm assuming that we're going to get a lot of the X-Men as well. It certainly looks like the X-Men are going to be quite a cornerstone of this film. That's the feeling I'm getting from the trailer. I just want to check out the accent again.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
See, that doesn't make sense unless Doom... There's an episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends that I'm kind of remembering from watching it with the little one, where Doom actually is on the side of Spider-Man and Iceman and oh my God, what's the other character called? Fire... Oh God, I can't remember. Completely slipped my mind. I didn't get the sense that Doom is on the Avengers side here, but this, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm probably hearing this wrong. It doesn't sound like Junior.
To deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable.
Faced. I can't get over that.
We shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
It can't be. It can't be Junior. It can't be. That can't be Doom. Can it? I don't know. But it doesn't really.
I've fought with many warriors.
Because that's Thor, isn't it? That's quite clearly Thor, who looks like. I hope he's going to be the character that Thor should have been, which is an absolute badass god. But you know, there's going to be the Avengers. You know, sarcasm and stuff in it. I still haven't seen the Fantastic Four film, so I really can't tell if that's a good or a bad thing to have them in there, but Thor certainly looks pretty badass in this. And I've got to say that Doom looks pretty cool as well. That shot of Cyclops, is it?
Everything that they sacrifice will be for nothing.
Loki, I am assuming, is going to be on the good side, although, you know, obviously he's a villain. And I think I've turned the sound off purposefully. That's a lovely shot. I mean, I think that's an absolutely majestic and beautiful piece of cinematography there. And it's just going to be great to see these two again, isn't it? I think we're all going to feel like that in the cinema. Anyway, I think I've gone on for far too long, so I'll wrap it up. Ultimately, it's a film that doesn't need any hype. It's a film that doesn't need any any kind of any kind of stoking with its audience. I think people want to see this film. I think people want to see this cast, or large aspects of this cast, large members of this cast back. I think I didn't see her in there. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson with her falling out with Disney and Marvel because the Black Widow release looks to still be in effect. I didn't see her in there. Maybe wrong. She may be casting. Haven't checked it out. Like I say, just trying to stay away because I don't want to spoil this film for myself. So there's going to be certain elements of people they bring back, certain elements of people they don't. Ant-Man's in there, which obviously Ant-Man didn't do well, the last one. I hope it's going to be a good film. The cast is vast and expansive, so it's a film that needs to make money, I would imagine. Didn't see Tom Holland in there, so wonder. It didn't look like Spider-Man was in it, but may well be. Who knows? I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a fun film to watch, and it's about time we had a superhero film that was fun to watch. And I'm looking forward to seeing the results. Although part of me is a little bit, this is Marvel, and they've let us down for years now. And superhero fatigue is definitely a thing. So there's a fine line for them to tread here, because this could be, a new MCU, the start of a new MCU. And I hope it is. I hope we get great films again, great superhero films again. But this film needs to make a lot of money in order for it to be successful from the studio's perspective, because that cast is going to just be astronomically expensive. Let's see if it's a good film. Looking forward to its release in December, I believe. Yeah, in time for Christmas or New Year at least. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on the trailer. Let me know your thoughts on Marvel in general in the comments below. If you took something away from this video, please do consider leaving a like, give me a comment, and subscribing to the channel for more. And I will see you in the next one.